before I ask you about the obvious, President Donald Trump said that if elected, he's ready to come to Tehran to talk about peace in the Middle East. That's quite a dramatic development, isn't it? Would you welcome him?
Well, he is the person who murdered General Soleimani, who led the war against ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Syria and Iraq. And I don't think anyone in Iran is ever going to forget what he's done to the Iranian people and the threats that he made and the maximum pressure sanctions that he's imposed upon the nation to crush the economy, to harm children, to kill people, basically. So I don't think anyone is going to welcome him or Harris in Tehran. Harris, of course, is a part of an administration that's carrying out a Holocaust in Gaza. There's a conspiracy of silence in the Western media as Palestinians in northern Gaza are being wiped out by the Israeli regime. So I don't think either of the two presidential candidates will be welcome in Iran if one of them becomes president. But if the United States chooses to change its behavior towards Iran, obviously Iran will take note of that. Iran has no hostility towards the American people. It has no hostility towards the people in the UK or any nation across Europe. Iran's problem has been imperialism, colonialism, hegemony, and of course, apartheid and ethnic cleansing in Palestine. I think the biggest problem with Trump is that he's impulsive. One day he says one thing, the next day he says another. But I think the reality on the ground is changing. The United States, whether it's going to be Harris or Trump, I think they're recognizing that the Israeli regime today is much weaker than it's ever been before. If we look at the battlefield in the exchange between Iran and the Israeli regime, regardless of what claims are made by Tehran or the Israeli regime, I think it's clear that the Iranian strikes against the Israelis were more potent. That's what the images show. And the Israelis who said that they're going to hit Iran so hard that Iran will not know what happened. I don't think anyone felt that was actually what took place. And therefore, in the exchange with Iran, the Israeli regime came short. In the battle over Lebanon, besides killing women and children, they failed on the border between Palestine and Lebanon. And in Gaza, they failed as well. We have to always remember that once upon a time, you remember this better than I. It was when I was a child. The Israelis would go all the way and cross the Sinai to the Suez Canal, whereas now they can't take a dot on the map called Gaza.